So after my most recent Oni Island Law video where I did 400 pulls, you guys were asking if I could do a guide on how I was able to get URs as a free-to-play player. So obviously you always get your passives. There should be a gym chest right there. So we're gonna work our way from top to bottom. And here you can spin whenever. I recommend spending when there is a 5-star character there. And then for this one, the only times I recommend spending is if there is a Marco or a Crocus in this slot. And if you can get I believe it is like a red 4-star or red 5-star equipment in that slot. And next, obviously for Mermaid Pack, you obviously just always claim passives because that's free loot. And then here, I would recommend getting Divine Dust because as a free to play, you don't get those as much as everybody else does because you're always saving your gems and not spending them. And here, 50 gems is always better than 50 Sea Spirit. And obviously, always participate in Sanctuary, gives you free loot. Next is Benefit. I would recommend trying to complete this to get the 2,000 gems at the end, but never buy complete nows because they are a ripoff and you will not be able to get the profit from the 2,000 gems otherwise. And then for a symbol, since you're free to play, you'll probably only be able to do one of these per rotation that it comes in. So just focus on completing one and saving the rest like I am right here for the next one. And then from ranking, this is where you're probably going to spend most of your gems, if not all. Obviously, you pick up the free pack, and then you will go here. Obviously, you can buy 10 at a time. So it'll cost you 4,000 gems every week. And then here, if you want to and you have enough time tokens to spend up, you can buy 10 more. I'm just not doing that because personally, I'm holding my time coins for more copies of Wano Marco. And next would be pick up your daily reward there. I can talk about that in a different section. Always do your tasks every day because this is a free 200 here with probably another 100 in rewards down there. And then weekly, you should all do the same here. Always complete it every week. Next is shop. I wouldn't recommend buying anything but like the low level stuff like this where it's like 5,000. Where it says like, if I can find one, 90% off right here. That's what you really want to buy. All the characters like this, it's not worth it. Wouldn't recommend spending gems anywhere in here. Kind of defeats the purpose of saving it up for UR. Never retire characters here. Like anything 3-star above, don't do it. But you can flip this on for 2 stars because 2 stars you can't use them for anything else. So next, I would say tavern. Obviously, once URs are in your server, or if they are already, just always choose an UR because URs are considered just better in general. And then I'm saving up, obviously, all this stuff. And then you can use these crystals on whatever faction you feel like you want to go with. So if you need a Wano Zoro or a Wano Luffy, you would go in here because it drops like both, obviously. But in this shop right here, because every time you use one of these crystals, you'll get one of these. And I wouldn't recommend spending it on anything but a Yonko character. So the Yonko characters that you should be spending it on is either Shanks or Katakuri because those are 2 characters that you can't get anywhere else. And then if you need a Whitebeard right here, Newgate, to level up your Katakuri, then obviously you can do that as well because Katakuri takes 2 Katakuris and a Whitebeard to level up the first time. And then for clan, obviously always participate in this kind of stuff right here because you get free free loot, as you can see from ranking rewards. We're in second place, so we'll get 12 5-star shards, and then always compete here because you also get a passive reward from just doing it. And then I would recommend getting all your uh, stat levels to 240 because it helps all your characters in that way, not just the ones on your fleet. And then here, I would really only recommend buying this one every week if you're going to buy anything from the shop. But I really recommend getting to 240 on all your stuff first. Next, obviously, once you can, switch to the Blackbeard's Wrath because the passives for the Blackbeard's Wrath are just better. And so here you get XP from doing your weekly and daily tasks to level this up. So you'll always, if you're just doing those, you'll always get this finished. And the same XP that's used for task bounty is also used for devil bounty. And always compete in Summit War because if you deploy all 5 teams, you get 150 XP, which gets you a level and a half every time. And by the end, if you completed all of them, then you can get a 20 shards for a UR, but it takes 100 shards for a UR, so you have to be aware of that. And then adventure, if you do your adventures every day, then that should also be completed. And there's a simple way to speed it up if you want. You can just click back and then just keep rotating in between the 3 and then be done with it. And I wouldn't recommend leveling this using quick battles, besides the free one that you get every week. On this, like your gems, don't use gems on this unless you're completely underleveled like I am, because I'm level 158, but the max level, like the world level, is 175, and I will get kicked out of Summit War if I'm on below 20 levels under. And here, I would only really recommend spending on, like, obviously if it's like purple or above, do that, but really spend it on gems, because gems are what you're going to need as a free-to-play. And I think that is it. And obviously, pick up your 50 free from each of these every day. Because from stores, obviously, I would recommend buying Rayleigh because he's easily the best out of these 4. And then after that, if you don't really need him anymore, I personally buy the 5-star shards. And here, I would recommend buying faction crystals or Jozu shards because Jozu is the best non-UR tank. UR being ultra rare, obviously. And then, obviously, I already said that. And then, don't really pick up any of the weapons or these shards. Usually save up for something like him. But like if you need a different character in there and he comes around, because I know some people like Law as a support character, so you can pick him up in there if the rotation's right. And then obviously always buy your golden ticket shard every day. And I'm personally SP transferring my characters from one of my non-URs to my young Rayleigh right now. So I'm going to need potential tokens and flame crystals to do that because you can only transfer to a UR if you have enough flame crystals, which is you need 200 for an 11-star transfer. And then obviously from the currency that you get from Summit War, always pick up the UR chest if you want URs from there. And pick up this if you need to. I wouldn't recommend doing it very early on because it won't be as worth it. And then if you feel like you need a 9-star Scarecrow, then save up. And then always buy this every week. And dummies if you need them, kind of thing. Here, you can really buy anything. I would recommend if you need a Katakuri to go for Katakuri, or if you need a Shanks to go for Shanks. But obviously it's twice as expensive as someone like Wano Luffy, so if you don't want to wait, then go for a character that will help your team, like Fujitora or Wano Luffy, because those are both really good units, other than these two, which are obviously the best. And then in elimination, obviously you just always go here and like bet on, like, it'll give you like two characters, like who's gonna win, MJ or Rican. And obviously MJ has the better team, so you'd bet on Rican. Or MJ has the better team, so you'd bet on MJ, and you'd get 400 instead of the 200 you already have. And with the tokens you would get from that on elimination, you would either spend it on somebody like Sabo here, or you'd buy more UR chest if you need that. And I think that's it. So if you have any more questions, comment down below and I can probably answer them. See ya.